Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jew Jet Show. And today I'm going to be breaking down and analyzing all the New York Jets undrafted free agent pickups. So without any hesitation, let's get it started. So first off, let's talk about all the players we have invited to our rookie mini camp, which starts May 2nd. If I'm wrong, the correct answer will be posted in the comments. So Brett Borst, tight end from Western Michigan, Trent Morrow, safety from Siena University, Liam Welch, quarterback from Stanford, L.D. Brown, running back from Oklahoma State, Jeremy Webb, cornerback from Kansas, and DeAndre Torrey, running back from North Texas, all have been invited to the Jets rookie mini camp. So now let's talk about our undrafted free agent pickup, starting off with Zonovan Knight, running back from NC State. Knight is a very tough runner from 2020 to 2021. He had 95 missed tackles, which was the most in the ACC during that time span. He's a solid receiving back and a very talented kick returner, having 3 kick returning touchdowns for NC State in the 3 seasons he was with them. But he does have some fumbling issues and just overall isn't a very creative runner. But maybe he can make the roster as a kick returner next to Braxton Berrios. And then we signed 3 receivers, starting off with Irvin Charles from IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Now, Charles started off his career with the Nittany Lions, but had to transfer due to some off-the-field issues. He is 6'4" and had 12 touchdowns for IUP this past year, so definitely could be a red zone target for the New York Jets. I mean, as I said, he is 6'4", so if he impresses in camp, he could be a situational red zone guy for the Jets, someone Zach Wilson could just throw the ball up to. The next receiver we signed was Keyshawn Abraham from Kent State. He's very athletic, had an athletic score of 9.20, but his main problem is staying on the field and producing while he's on the field. I mean, in 2021, Abraham had a pretty solid season, recording 699 receiving yards, 3 receiving touchdowns, and playing in all 14 of Kent State's games. But before 2021, staying on the field was definitely an issue for Abraham. I mean, he only played in 6 games before 2021, had 137 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. So maybe, just maybe, we're starting to see Abraham break onto the scene, and we're going to have to wait and see what he does in camp. Definitely a prospect to keep your eye on. And then the last receiver we signed was Ron Hunt from North Carolina A&T, another guy who struggled to stay on the field. I mean, he does have blazing speed, though, recording a 40 time of 4.34. My favorite undrafted free agent pickup would definitely have to be DQ Thomas, linebacker from Middle Tennessee State. I mean, he was with the Blue Raiders for 5 seasons, and every single one of those years, he produced really solid stats. He finished his career with 53 total tackles for loss, which was most in school history, and 20.5 sacks, which was 3rd most in school history. He had 309 total tackles in his 5-year career, and is also a pretty solid coverage guy. Didn't really have too many interceptions to prove for that. Did have 2 his final year in college, but is pretty solid in coverage. He is undersized, though, and which was one of the main reasons he did not get drafted. But this dude just seems like an absolute dog, and I have him as a dark horse to make this Jets roster. And then we signed 2 defensive tackles, the first one being Savion Williams from Florida A&M. He started off his career at the JUCO level, transferred to Tennessee in 2019, was with them for 2 years, and then in 2021 he transferred to Florida A&M and was an absolute beast for the Rattlers, recording 29 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and 6.5 sacks for his final year in college. And then the last defense tackle we signed was CJ Brewer from Coastal Carolina. He was an all-Sun Belt member the past 2 years, and in his 5-year college career, Brewer recorded 231 tackles, 32 tackles for loss, and 16 sacks, and he also rarely missed time in his 5-year career as well. And then the Jets signed 3 defensive backs, first one being Allen George from Vanderbilt. He isn't exactly a ball-hawking cornerback. He had 2 interceptions in 5 seasons, but did have 19 pass deflections in those 5 years. But an impressive thing about George was his, stopping ability. He finished his career with 11 tackles for loss and 2.5 sacks. And then the Jets signed DJ Ford, a cornerback out of Eastern Carolina. He played most of his career with the Tar Heels before transferring to Eastern Carolina in 2021. Didn't really do much as a player, but made his impact as a leader. And then our last guy we signed was Tony Allen, safety from Illinois. He's a safety slash cornerback hybrid. Forgot to mention, but DJ Ford is a safety cornerback hybrid as well. But Tony Adams, had 6 interceptions, 11.5 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks in 5 years with a Fighting Illinois. And did you enjoy the video? Let me know by, hitting the subscribe and like button. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Jude_Jets for more content. And you can also check me out on Let's Talk Sports, writing some Jets articles and appearing on some of the Jets podcasts. So if you're interested in that, check them out down below. And I'm your host, Jets, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.